Good afternoon. My name is Kathleen O'Neill, President of the Student Council here at St. Margaret School. I am very pleased to welcome our panelists to our school. We are grateful that you accepted our invitation to be with us during Catholic Schools Week to answer some questions that we have about the religious life. All students were given the opportunity to write down a few questions that they would like to ask each of you. A sampling of these questions will be asked this afternoon. Before we begin the question and answer session, I would like to introduce each of our panelists. First, Sister Anne Catherine Burley is a member of the Dominican Sisters of St. Cecilia and serves as the principal of Mount DeSales Academy in Catonsville. Deacon James DeCapity is a member of the St. Margaret Parish and serves as one of the deacons, as well as is owner of DeCapity and DeCapity. Brother Jim Connolly is a member of the Xaverian Brothers. Brother Jim also serves on the Xaverian Brothers General Leadership Team for vocations, personnel, and volunteers. Sister Audrey Francis is a member of the Oblate Sisters of St. Francis de Sales. Father Matthew Foley is a member of the Conventual Franciscan Friars. Father Matt is the campus minister at Archbishop Curley High School. Sister Marjorie Gallagher is a member of the Sisters of Notre Dame de Namur and teaches religion at the John Carroll High School in Bel Air. Sister Lourdes Marie is a member of the Little Sisters of the Poor. Sister Claudina Sands is a member of the Oblate Sisters of Providence. Sister Mary Joan is a member of All Saints Sisters of the Poor. Let's show our appreciation with a round of applause for all of our guests.
I always thought I wanted to get married, and I used to joke that I like boys too much, so I never would even think about something like this. But, you know, God has a really good sense of humor, and His plans are always much better than the plans that we can concoct for ourselves. So I was actually in college, had not thought about it at all, but I had a friend, a very good friend in college, and she had decided she was going to enter our community. By the way, I'm a Dominican sister based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and we're teachers. So when this friend of mine became a sister, I thought, oh my gosh, do people still do that? And so I was very interested because she was a really normal, fun girl, and I thought, wow, I didn't expect that people like that would become sisters and priests and all of this. So I began to look a little bit at religious life. And I went to visit our convent in Nashville, and I was totally bowled over by what I saw. We had just a lot of fun sisters. They were playing volleyball, they were laughing, they were having a great time. But when they went to the chapel, you could tell their life was totally dedicated to Christ. That was very appealing to me because I wanted to give my life to the Lord. I wanted to be a faithful Catholic. I actually also wanted to be a teacher. So that was something important to me. But I had always thought, oh, well, the way I serve God is by marrying a nice, really nice, cute Catholic guy, and then we're going to have a nice little Catholic family, and it's all going to be awesome. But the more I began to think about religious life and to look at it, I realized, wow, what a beautiful life. And I will say this about religious life, which I think any of the sisters up here would say, especially for us as women and girls, we want totally, I think, to love fully, to give our love fully to another, and to be received fully in love. That's what we all want. That's the desire of our heart. I always thought there's one way to do that, to get married. But then I think through religious life and looking at a religious vocation, you realize that Christ Himself calls some women into that same relationship. We're actually, all of us sisters are called brides of Christ. And so you have to get to know the Lord through friendship, through prayer. And so for me, my vocation didn't come right away like I knew. It took me a couple of years to pray, to read, to visit convents. But so for me, the invitation kind of came slowly. But it really did come as an invitation, never forced, never Jesus saying, you've got to do this, you've got to do this. But He said, You know, there are a couple of paths you could choose, but this, I think, would really make you happy. And it has.
Today, February 2nd, 50 years ago, I received my habit, my first pastoral habit. And we couldn't write home, we couldn't call home, we were just separated from our family. So as time went by, things would change, so I'm glad we're able to visit home today. But I continue to feel that calling even 50 years after. And when anyone asks me, you know, if I'm happy, I'm really, really happy in this vocation. And I thank God for calling me, and I thank God for giving me the grace to respond to that calling, because in this life I'm very, very happy.
So, what does it feel like? Perfectly ordinary. And yet, I guess it's pretty extraordinary, because it's me. Me? Why me? I mean, I'm just an ordinary person. I do ordinary things. But there's those peculiar miracles that make life so rich. And I guess as a sister in the religious life, I've been very blessed in, at least sometimes, realizing how miraculous life really is.
It was pretty cool to hear all like the different stories of like how God called these people, and like they were all had similarities, but a lot of them were different, like an individual according to the person. And it's really cool to like see like what that's like to be called by God.
I first thought that they were pretty strict people, and that like they were like living a huge, awesome, the best life ever. But then I found out that they're just regular people,